Hi everyone, Shauna here from White Crane Qigong. Today we're going to do something completely different. Sometimes we have a lot of energy that we want to release, or maybe we're just feeling really low and we want to build some energy. This is a more active, yang style practice along the vein of Shaolin. You'd want to be doing this practice in the morning, definitely not before you go to bed. If you have any joint pain, maybe give this one a miss. If at any time during this practice you feel lightheaded or you're in some kind of physical distress, please sit down and have a rest or give the practice a miss. This practice is also not advisable for women who are pregnant. Otherwise, I welcome you to join me. Sometimes it's really good to give yourself a challenge, and this practice will definitely help to release stagnant qi from your body and really leave you feeling invigorated and alive. So come on, let's get started. Anytime we're doing horse stance, you're about double shoulder width apart, and you want to make sure that your knees are over your feet. So you want to have a nice wide expanse through the groin, and for the back, we definitely want to be tucking in the tailbone, and the back is nice and straight and long. The legs are activated, tailbone anchored, chin tucked in, and head aligned with the heavens. If at any time during this practice you're feeling tired in horse stance, just come up and give yourself a rest. We'll begin this practice in bamboo in the wind. Make sure your feet are straight out in front of you, knees are soft, head aligned with the heavens, and tailbone is anchored. Allow your shoulders to relax. Maintaining this posture, let's just take 3 breaths in, gather up our energy. Just really set the intention to come back to yourself for this practice, to really savor this 20 minutes or so, and ask for whatever healing you might need to come to you, and trust that it shall. We're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, just soft and gentle, easy and relaxed. When your hands come down, we're going to draw them up in front, and we're going to sweep from side to side. You'll notice my hips are not moving, and I'm just opening up through the chest. Only go back as far as is comfortable for you. This is quite a strong stretch through the inner gates of the arms and through the chest. Knees stay soft. We're going to give ourselves a nice little challenge today. Get the energy moving, release some stagnant qi, and build up some life force. Just allow your arms to gently come to a rest. And then we're going to breathe in, follow the hands reaching all the way up. And then as though you're sitting down, coming down, and if you can touch the ground, chin stays at the horizon. We're breathing in to come up, breathing out to come down. Nice and strong in the legs. We're going to be adding to this form. When we strengthen the body, we help to strengthen the mind. When our mind is nice and strong and clear, we're better able to create the life that we really want to live. Breathing in to come up, out to come down. All right, now we're going to add to this. We're going to step out, hands on the knees, come back in and up, and reach down. Back up and out, hands on the knees, in and down, up and out to the side. Let's keep going for a couple more rounds. Shifting from side to side, tailbone tucked under, coming back to center, up and out, tailbone under. We're building up strength, balance, and coordination. One more either side. Keep going. This is really good to get your heart rate up. And back to center. Just release. You can see I'm sweating already. Just lift up your toes. We're going to pivot our feet out like a little penguin. And we'll start with a step forward. We're not loading up the knee. Your weight is evenly distributed along the base of the foot. And then we're going to come back in. Step out. This is a side lunge. Come back in. Now we're going to breathe in. Draw the hands in to the heart, into the Lotus Mudra. Knees are still soft. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out, come in. Get a nice little rhythm going. Expanding through the heart and the lungs. This will really get your energy going if you've been feeling stale or stagnant, depressed, or if you're someone who has a lot of energy. This will help bring it back into balance so that you're not feeling so wild and out of control. Let's go a couple more. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. We're going to do one more either side. Come back into center. Release the hands. You're going to come up onto your toes. Pivot your heels out. Now your feet should be nice and square under your shoulders. And again, feet, knees, hips in alignment. And from here, we're going to double pump at the knees. And then we're just going to let the arms swing up. Breath is just natural. I like to breathe in as the arms come up and out as they float down. Sometimes we get going a bit too fast to coordinate the breath. And you'll notice I'm not leaning forward. My arms aren't coming past my shoulders. Just nice up and down. This will really activate your hands, give you some nice energy if there is anyone doing healing for others out there. This is a really nice practice to warm up your hands for energy healing. Keep going. You're going to feel so alive, so good after this practice. Strong legs, healthy heart. We release old chi, we ground, build up energy, and strengthen. This is one of my favorite forms. It's called arm swings. I'm going to slow it down. I call it my double espresso. Since I stopped drinking coffee, all of these exercises give you a nice, long-lasting high without the big drop-off. Breathe in to gather up. Lean over. Press your feet into the ground. Really feel that nice expansion down along the side of the body. We compress and expand under the opposite ribs. This is really good for drawing in and releasing old chi. We always want to keep our spine nice and soft and supple. From here, we're going to step out about 1 foot width wider. You're going to place one hand on your hip. We're going to draw up the other hand, and we're making a fist, and the thumb is on the outside. All we're doing, if you imagine that there is an infinity symbol in front of you, we'll just start by shifting and turning. So I'm shifting along, turning, and coming back. Now we're going to add the hand to it. Down, breathe in, come up, over and around. Up and over, cross and through. Shifting and turning, opening up through the shoulder, the elbow and the wrist. Feet are firmly planted. You're very anchored. Over and down, up and through. Breathing in and coming down. You should feel a nice expansion through the shoulder blades. And the shifting and turning is really good for helping with arthritis, just helping to stay calm and relaxed. Next time you come back to center, swap, and we're going to come down and around and go the opposite way. Nice little shifting and turning. I'm at a really secluded little beach here that you can only get to at low tide. Always try to find some nice private locations. But it's also really beautiful to see other people out and about and loving nature. Breath is just natural. Keep going. I'm going to do one more round. Come back in. Come back to center and release. We're going to keep the feet this little bit wider. You're going to breathe in. We raise up the hands, and then it's as though you're just sitting back. And we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, push off the feet. Draw the energy into your heart and release. We're going to do 5 of these. Breathing in, float the hands up, palms facing out. You're just going to sit back. Hands are out in front. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to slowly come up. Breathe in, hands in, and release down. You'll notice I never fully straighten my knees. We want the energy to flow. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out, straight down and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come in, release. And float down. We're going to do one more. Breathing in, come up, palms out. Float down. Nice and steady and strong in the legs. Just breathing naturally. Turn the hands in and come back up. And release. Bring your feet back together. We're going to bring them a little bit closer this time. You're still holding soft through the knees. We're going to come into leg swings. You're just swinging your leg back and forth. Ankle is really soft. Knee is relaxed. Really good for balance. As within, so without. It's really nice for opening up through the lower back. And then we'll release this foot down. And if you're like me, you'll always start on your more dominant side. And so the next go can be a little more shaky. Keep going. Nice and relaxed. Knee that is supporting you is softly bent. And then we'll release, come back to center. From here, we're going to step out into Mabu or horse stance. Double shoulder width apart. Tailbone anchored, knees are soft. When you're ready, one hand over the other, we're going to lean in and get a nice stretch down the inseam of the leg. We'll breathe in, come back to center, square off. And breathe out and come across. Breathing in, back to center. Out, come across. Take this little pause before we shift over. Make sure we're aligned, grounded and connected. This is a really good practice to take into your daily life. Just pause here and there. Give yourself a chance to regather and regroup. You'll really help yourself throughout your whole life. We're going to breathe in, turn the palms over, draw into your sides, and we're going to come into a nice full body expansion called teacups. Palms stay facing up through the whole practice. We lean into one leg, reach the opposite hand across. As we sweep to the other side of the body, we bend the opposite knee, spiral up overhead, come around, palm is still up, and then sweep across, come in through the back. Leaning in, you'll notice, what are the legs doing? They're just bending and shifting. So I'm just going from one leg to the other and coming back. If you're a long haul traveler, car, train, plane, cart, bicycle, whatever, this is a really nice overall stretch. I really love to do this before I go for a run. Opens up the whole body. Breathing in. This is a reminder to be discerning with your energy. You don't want to spill it. And just let it go out anywhere to anyone. We want to be discerning. Come back in and release. Turn your hands over. Let them float down. This next form is going to be a little bit of fancy footwork. So we start in Mabu. You're going to pick up the toes on one foot, pivot on your heels so that foot is now facing the opposite direction. Then we'll be picking up the other toes on the back foot so that we're shifting so that our hips are now square forward. We're going to get a nice little stretch through the hip flexor through here. And we're going to increase that by drawing the fist out. And as you bring the fist out, your body naturally turns in the forward direction. So let's coordinate all these movements together. Fist down by your hips, nice and low. We're going to pivot the feet. Breathing in and then breathe out. We're going to punch out. Whatever foot is back, that's the wrist and fist you're going to punch out. Then we're going to pick up the front toes, draw that elbow in. We're going to turn all the way to the other side, hopefully not trip over, and punch out. It helps if you do this just a little more fluidly. Punching out, come back in, and release. Take your time with movements that you haven't done before. You know, we're asking not only the body to coordinate, but the brain. I'm going to do one more either side, reaching out. And punching out. Pivot your feet back to center and we'll come right back to where we started. We have 2 forms to go. Release your hands and we're just going to draw them back up in front of the heart. You're going to pivot one foot out just as we did for the last one. And you're going to lean into your heel and push forward. Wrists soften. We breathe in and come back onto the back foot. Body turns. And then we push. So I'm lifting my arms. I'm not moving my arms here. Turning the body. So you're pushing this big wheel and you're going to come up and over and down, pushing out. This is called the tiger pierces the veil. Really good for strengthening kind of limitations do you have in your own mind that are holding you back? You know, I used to be someone who was very prone to negative thinking. And through these practices and the teachings, you learn to be more open and expansive. Come back to center, pivot the foot forward. hands are still at the heart. And guess what? We're going to go around to the other side. So it's like you're drawing this giant ellipse. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Coming back in. Often when I'm creating these videos, people are very curious about what I'm doing. Where I live, there is a lot of yoga. It's a very progressive area, but Qigong is still relatively unknown. Breathing in, circle around, come back up. We're going to do one more round. Keep going. You guys are going so well. Come back in. Coordinate, bringing the foot in. Hands turn in and just release this energy down. Bring your feet back to Wuji or emptiness stance, shoulder width apart. Maybe take a breath, release, and then we'll finish right where we started. We're going to gather up all this amazing energy. Draw it back in. See yourself purified, cleansed, healed, energized, released. See that your needs have been met and that you're capable of doing this for yourself. You're capable of so much more than you realize. Draw your hands to the lower dantian, and we'll finish the cycle by reaching out to the right and the left, breathing it in. One final gather. There is so much freaking love and goodness in this world and in yourself. Gather it up and make the commitment to feeding your mind with healthy, wholesome, good thoughts. Draw the hand down. Set the intention of feeding goodness into your heart and all your actions. And then draw the hands down in reverse prayer, dipping into your own innate goodness. And then breathing in and drawing the hands up to the heart. And we're just going to send some of this love and goodness out to the entire universe. And breathing in all the goodness that will come back to you. Release your hands. Draw your feet back together where we started. Still soft. Left hand up, palm open. Feminine yin. Right hand, yang, the masculine. These two polarities, heaven, earth, yang, yin, this is within you. And through these practices, we balance these polarities so that just like nature, we have equal light and dark, night and day. Draw these two together, forever intertwined and harmonious within and without. Bowing in reverence to ourselves and each other. Thank you ever so much for joining me for this practice. I would love to hear from you. What would you like to learn? What would you like me to curate? Let me know. This is for you guys. I have my own practice. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate you getting back to me.